Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Critics Cup. My name is Jacob and today we're having a look at the LEGO Marvel Sony sets which have made a grand return because of course back in 2002 we got sets on the first two Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, but now we are getting remakes and some of the newer stuff is being made into LEGO form. Now here we have a few inspired Marvel Sony. Look at the 3 sets that we got this year alone. So we've got a remake of the subway car Spider-Man 2 train cart set, which came with 4 exclusive minifigures. A really cool set. Glad to finally have this one. This part here, you got the Delhi set, which released back in January, which also came with a police car, and again 4 exclusive minifigures. Then, of course, we just got the 12 collectible minifigures based on the same film, Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Now, what is kind of strange, as I noticed, there's a little pattern. Also, as well, this Electro minifigure was from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 branded polybag. But as you notice, these are all from the second films in these Spider-Man franchises like Spider-Verse 2, Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know what's going on there, I don't know why they're not making direct sets of the first films, considering especially like we've never gotten into a Spider-Verse Lego set. It's strange we've not had any based on the first film, but we did get some minifigures that referenced that movie when it came out around the time of release. And also as well, we got some inspired from the Amazing Spider-Mans and the Sony spin-off villain films that they made. This year we finally got the grand return of Kraven the Hunter, who just had a film last December. September of 2025, LEGO made 12 collectible minifigures, which I have a full review on, which you can check out on my channel. Not going to go into all the details on these guys again, because that would take forever. They're all super well detailed, but because it's based on Across the Spider-Verse, LEGO had a wider range of minifigures they could make, so they decided to make these 4 characters here who aren't exactly main characters, because as you know from my ranking of these minifigures, these are some of my least favourite, just because they're not key players in the film. We're missing Ben Reilly's Spider-Man, who would have been really cool to get, or the classic TV show version Spider-Man. Don't know how they would have done that as a figure, or even just a Spider-Verse version of Spider-Ham and Spider-Man Noir would have been cool to get those. Or Spider-Woman is a massive omission because she has a big part in the first act of the story and sprinkled throughout. So it's very strange that she never got a minifigure over these 4. Of course, like I say, it's made some inspired minifigures. So we of course have gotten Spider-Ham and Noir. Spider-Ham comes in quite a lot of sets, and Spider-Man Noir only came in 1 set, so he's probably the most valuable minifigure at the time I recorded this video across all of these. Of course, we also did get Spider-Man 2099, which they made around the same time. These 2 minifigures, you can kind of complete the collection. Of course, Penny Parker is another. I think Penny Parker would make a very good mech set on her own as a standalone set, rather than trying to throw her in the minifigures, because no one's going to want her without the mech suit, which should be its own Hulkbuster style set, which I think a lot of people will get behind and really like. And another minifigure that was very inspired was this guy here. So he was included in many sets as well, but he's definitely inspired by Into the Spider-Verse. And as I said, in January, we got the Delhi set, which again, I've made a full review on, including all the module pieces, so you can check that out. And it also came with the police car, the PDMY police car, which his dad drives, which we got as a minifigure for the first time, which is a really cool character that I never thought we'd get in LEGO form. You got the Spot, the main villain from Across the Spider-Verse. So with the minifigures you see in front of me, you have, and this set, you have all the mostly main players from the Across the Spider-Verse film, but it is very strange we've had nothing from Into the Spider-Verse apart from these inspired minifigures. So I'd love for LEGO to go back into that film and make, like I say, a Penny Parker mech set, or a Spider-Man versus Kingpin set, or they could do a big buildable Green Goblin dragon thing. Would make a wicked set. Up in the summer of 2024, we got this set, which comes with a J.K. Simmons, I guess, J. Jonah Jameson, the Aunt May from the film, a very cool upgrade from this version of Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina, and we got, of course, the exclusive Peter Parker torso and face print. where you can see there he's got the iconic facial expression he's pulling in this. Yeah, really cool set. I really do like this build. It'd be cool to get so many of these and just build your own train and carriages with this. It is a very cool little subway car. Now, I also did throw in 3 additional minifigures, as you can see here. Now, unfortunately, like I said, they haven't made a set on Round 1 yet, or a remake, I should say. So hopefully that means we'll get one after this, because this is probably selling very well. I got this for a good price. But it'd be nice to get a William Dafoe Green Goblin minifigure with the proper mask and outfit. I just upgraded the legs. And of course, in that same No Way Home Final Battle set, we got the return of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Alpha Molini's Doc Ock, who, again, they remade the massive changes. They made the hair pieces a lot better and the minifigure prints are more accurate to the film. And I love, these are the best Doc Ock cards to see. I really hope that Sandman set that's rumoured for next year is a Spider-Man 3 set with the symbiote Spider-Man suit, which would be great to get. And have a Sandman minifigure, because we do also technically have Rami Sandman, but as a buildable character, that it was a separate set that came out later that you could attach to it, which I'll throw an image up on screen of. But yeah, so we've technically got the 3 main villains. Well, we're missing, of course, the Green Goblin, the Harry Osborn version of Green Goblin as a minifigure. It'd be really cool to get him as well. But I doubt for a set that sounds like it's 25 quid. It's going to include 3 exclusive minifigures with the Sandman set. So we'll have to wait and see what we get. We got them from the Raimi trilogy as of when the Lego Marvel Superheroes film started in 2012 and to this day. So hopefully we get more sets based on the first film where we get an upgrade of this guy and Spider-Man 3. In that No Way Home Final Battle set, we finally got a easier way, because this was a Comic-Con minifigure for quite a while, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, which was really cool to get. A great minifigure. Hopefully we get his Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit as a figure one day. Then, of course, the following set that came with Sandman from the Raimi trilogy, we got the Lizard for the first time ever in Lego form. So it's great to finally have him. So you have the Amazing Spider-Man 1 villain. And, of course, we got this guy as the only branded Amazing Spider-Man set, who came in Amazing Spider-Man 2 polybag version of Electro. Now, I know there is a Jamie Foxx version, but that is definitely a completely new design based on No Way Home, whereas this is from the actual film. Of course, we are still missing Harry Osborn's Green Goblin as a minifigure. We're missing both Harry Osborn Green Goblin minifigures from Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So it'd be great to get those as figures. Those will come with some really cool print details. And like I said, the Amazing Spider-Man suit from the first film, like the black symbiote suit, it'd be great to get those two to complete the collection of all the suits they wear throughout the films. And obviously the homemade suits would be a nice bonus if Lego want to make those. Also got in a random set, which also came with our first Rhino, who we've only gotten twice. This is clearly based on the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it'd be great to get a direct version of this character that goes with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 side of things with these two guys here. But we'll have to wait and see. I did get a Craven Hunter in the Bridge Battle set, which came with some great leg printing and is a very desirable minifigure, who finally got remade in the Oscorp set in a very long time, in almost 10 years. So it's great to finally get an easier way to get Craven again, even though it's quite expensive, the set he comes in. But of course he had a film that came out in 2024 last year, which he was played by the Quicksilver actor Aaron Taylor-Johnson. I've seen that film, it's okay, it's not great, but it would be cool to get a Chameleon minifigure. I mean, Lego him if we want a Chameleon minifigure. We also got, a few years ago now, a Morbius minifigure, who of course had his own film starring Jared Leto. Please go and see Tron Ares. It's a decent film, and I want more Tron films. Morbius was a very cool minifigure to get. I think if it weren't for the film and all the memes, I don't think we would have ever gotten this minifigure. And another minifigure loosely inspired by the Sony films, we had the Venom trilogy with Tom Hardy. And this is definitely a reference to Tom Hardy's Venom, where you got the neck attachment piece with the Venom symbiote coming out. And he kind of looks like Tom Hardy and wears similar clothes to him from those films. But he also kind of came with his own set. Now this is part of the Oscorp set again, But you'd be like, well, what has this part of the Venom trilogy? Well, if you look inside, has some direct kind of references to the movie. So downstairs you've got Mrs. Chen's shop, which is very basic, but it's definitely inspired by that. And of course, you've got the chicken from Venom Let There Be Carnage, and this is Eddie Brock's apartment. So we kind of did get a Venom trilogy set, even if it was disguised in another set, which is kind of funny. But you can see also in there, there's also some references to the other coloured symbiotes who are really cool. Yeah, so we technically did get a Venom trilogy set. And these are the loosely inspired Sony villain movie minifigures, whatever you want to call it. Of course, we don't have a Madam Web minifigure, which would be hilarious to get as a minifigure, but also I kind of want that minifigure, it would be quite cool. And then we technically have all the Sony Spider-Man films in Lego form in some shape or form, even if they're not officially branded under that label. I'm going to do it, guys, for my look at every Lego Marvel Sony Spider-Man set or inspired set that they have made. Have you guys ever realised how much stuff they've actually made on these films? It'd be great to get some Fox X-Men based sets now that the Doomsday cast has half of those actors coming back in their roles. So maybe as a little tie over until they release the spoilery sets, they might go back and make some X-Men film sets, which would be really cool to get the original black leather suits from X-Men 1 as minifigure forms, and the tons and tons of characters that we have not gotten from those films, and also just the X-Men in general. I was really hoping 2025 was going to be the X-Men year after the Mansion came out, and the X-Jet last year, but alas, we still don't have many more X-Men sets, which is a real shame that Lego aren't continuing that. But Spider-Man got a lot of love this year with some really cool sets that fans have been wanting a long time. So yeah, let's just see what Lego cook up in the future in the next few years. We've got a lot to look forward to in 2026. I think the summer wave is going to be way better with the brand new day sets, and the Doomsday sets maybe just before, if we're lucky, or they might be in the January wave because the film doesn't come out until Christmas. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What films should Lego make sets based on next? I know a lot of people probably want Spider-Man 3, so we can get a symbiote suit. But I'd love to hear any other suggestions you have. It could be any Marvel movie ever made. But I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.